stopped here. Time of supply of services related to an addition in the value of supply by way of interest, late fees, or penalty which has been collected. So one example is there. Let's look at that example. It says about Mr. X being a supplier receives consideration in the month of September 2017 instead of due date of July 2017. And for such delay, he is eligible to receive an interest amount of rupees 1000 and the said amount is received on 15/12/2017. Find out find the time of supply for the interest portion and due date of payment. So here in this example, Mr. X is a supplier of services, receives money for supplying the particular goods, and he was supposed to get the money on July 2017. But instead of that, he gets a 1 month delayed. He receives the payment on September 2017. Okay, so actually it's been like he is supposed, Mr. X supposed to get money. Okay, should be paid. Receive should get the receipt on July 2017, but it delays, and in the month of September 2017 he receives. So it's a 1 month delay. Okay, if it is delayed for 1 month payment, then he is eligible for to receive the interest amount of 1000 rupees. Okay, and that 1000 rupees, and the said amount he received on 15 December 2017. Okay, so it's related to like he delayed by he received the payment 1 month late. Okay, supposed to be received on July, he receives on September. So what is the time of supply? So here the time of supply is considered as 15 December 2017, the day on which the supplier has received that interest. Okay, that's the reason 15/12/2017 is the time of supply. When he has to file, what is the due date to pay the GST is due date for tax liabilities 20th/1/2018. So it's almost next month before 20th. We have been seeing those kind of problems because whatever July months or August month, September months, next month by 20th, okay, it's a 20th of the next month is considered as a due date of tax liability. Okay, please remember that. Okay, so these are the things so far we have discussed about GST in cases, normal cases, time of supply, and we have obviously gone through the many of these kind of examples and many provisions and everything, and we discuss about the time of supply, time of services, and reverse charge with related to the supply and services. Everything we goods and services, everything we discussed so far. And turnover is more than 1.5 crores, less than 1.5 crores. We have discussed many of these rules and conditions. Next comes is the next topic which talks on. It is there in your syllabus, which talks on like change in the rate of tax in respect of supply of goods and services, or goods or services. Okay, so you might be saying, what is this change in the rate of tax? Okay, so these things I mentioned in my PPT also. So when I shared that PPT, please you are able to go through all those things, main ones, and please refer this because it's related to change in rate. Because we have been looking at we have been seeing like since 2017, the from July the GST has been implemented. Until now, we could see that there are a lot of changes which have happened because you could find there are different GST rates, 0%, 5%, 18%, 28%. We have seen the different 12%, different GST rates, and for the different goods and services. And we have seen that there are a lot of amendments, there are a lot of changes which have happened over the time. Okay, so in case example, the rate of GST is changed. Example, like previous month you were doing and present month also the dealer is every day there are a lot of transaction happens, and immediately there is a GST rate change has been done. So before it was 18%, now it is reduced to 12%. Then how you are going to consider whether you are going to consider the old rate or whether you are going to consider the new rate while filing your returns, tax liability. So it's always a challenging because we have seen there is a tremendous lot of changes which have happened over the last 2017 onwards. Regularly there is a revision of the GST rates for different products and services, goods and services. So it's very important what happens in the case of change in the GST rate, because you have issued the invoice, Example, you have delivered the product, there is a payment receipt. Some cases you have issued the invoice, you have not received the payment. See, there are a lot of things we have been looking at now. We have been discussed so far. And in these situations, so it is a challenging, like which one should I use? Because now the rate is changed. Okay, which rate I should consider now? Okay, what what returns I need to file? So let's discuss this. This table gives you clarity about that. Okay, so it's a like rules are there. Let's look at, and the last column is very important. Applicable rate of tax. What you are going to consider here. Okay, time of supply and the applicable rate of tax. Last two columns are important because this is it's all 6 different cases. Let's look at. Okay, it requires some more attention from your side. So let's look at. So first column talks about supply is completed before the change in rate of tax. So this is a condition where supply is completed before the rate has been changed. The supply is done. Second column talks about invoice issued before the date of change in tax. So invoice, the bill is issued already before the any GST rate changes have happened. Third, payment received before the date of change in tax rate. So payment I have received before there is a change in GST happened, no? So before that only I have received the payment. Okay, these 3 conditions. Okay, so and these are the 3 factors which we are going to consider. Next column talks about time of supply, which time I am going to consider as a time of supply, and what is the applicable rate. Okay, let's look at the first row. When you look at the first row, okay, supply is completed before the change in rate of tax. Yes. Okay, yeah. Supply is done before the rate of tax. Yes. Invoice issued. No. Payment received before the date of change in rate of tax. No. Okay. So time of supply will be the earliest the date of the invoice or payment. So here the time of supply we are going to consider is earliest date of invoice or payment. So here earliest date invoice or the payment. Okay. So here what happens in both the cases? Okay, out of these 2 earliest date I'm going to consider. But here if you look at supply is after complete is completed before the rate of tax, but invoice is not issued till now. But change of GST rate is changed, but invoice still not issued. Payment till it is not done. Okay, but when you issue the bill now, it will be already the rate of GST rates are changed. Then in that case, what happens? Like new rate. Okay, you could see that new rate of tax is applicable. Why? Because you are going to issue the bill or you are going to make the payment only after change of rate. GST is changed now, because before that you are not done. No, before that the invoice is not issued. Before the change of GST, you are not issued the billing. So that's the reason anything it is done after. No, that's the reason new rate of tax is applicable. So old rate of tax we are not going to consider. Next, look at the next case. Supply is completed before the change in rate of tax. Yes. Invoice issued before the date of change in tax. Yes. And payment received before the date of change in rate of tax. No. Payment not received, but invoice is issued before the change in rate of tax. So so here, as I said earlier, of the we are going to consider issue of the invoice or the payment. So issue of the invoice has happened before the change of rate in GST rate. So date of issue of the invoice means this. Okay. So if that is the case, what happens? Old rate of tax is applicable, because before there is a GST rate tax rate is changed, you have already issued the bill invoice and the old rate. Okay, that means you have before only you have issued the already bill. Though the payment is pending, but still it is issued. So you are considering the time of supply as the date of issue of the invoice. Then old rate of tax or GST is applicable for those kind of transactions. Third, supply is completed before the change in rate of tax. Yes. Invoice issued before the change in the rate of tax. No. Payment received before the date of change in tax rate. So here what you could see in the previous case, both are here you could see billing is not received, invoice is not issued, but payment is already done before the GST rates have changed. So date of receipt of payment will be the time of supply. The old rate is applicable. Okay. So this is how we have to consider. Next, fourth case. Supply is completed before the change in rate of tax. No. Invoice is issued before the rate of change in tax. Yes. Payment is done. Yes. So you look at this case, fourth one. Supply is not done. Supply is not completed, but invoice issued, payment done before the change of GST rates. In this case, earliest of the date of the invoice payment. So whichever is early between these two is done. So that's the reason old tax rate is applicable. In this case, it's very clear that supply is not done, but invoice is issued, payment is also done at the advance only. So in that case, earlier of the date of invoice or payment between these two, okay, which is the earlier one. Okay, old tax is rate of tax is applicable. Fifth case. Okay, so supply of goods, no. Invoice issued before the date of change in tax, yes. Payment received before the date of change in, no. Okay, so in this case, what date of the receipt of payment is considered. So what will happen? Like here, supply is not issued, supply is not done. Okay, then invoice issued before the change. Correct. What happens here? Compared to fourth case, fourth column, fourth case. Look at the fifth one. Supply is not done. Only bill is issued. Payment is not done. Okay, payment is not done. In the previous case, what happened? Payment was done. So that's the reason we consider as the old rate of tax. But here, the payment is pending. Even though supply of the goods is not done, only you have issued the bill, invoice. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? We are going to consider date of receipt of payment because it's still the pending. Payment is pending to be received, and because of that, okay, date of receipt of payment is considered, and the new rate of tax is considered because GST council considers this new rate of tax could be applicable because still the pending payment is pending. So that means that it could be new rate because now still the payment is not done. So that's the reason no issue. So that apply the new GST rate. Next, sixth one. Okay. Supply goods, no. Invoice issued before the date of change in tax. Invoice also not issued. No. Payment received before the date of change in tax is yes. So here you look at once again the contradictory to the fifth one. Supply of goods done, no. Invoice issued before the date, no. Billing also you have not received, but you have received the payment. See, this is something you could look at. Okay, supply of goods not happened. You are also not issued the bill, but only payment you have received. Okay, you got the payment, but still you are not issued the bill. Okay, still the supplier are not issued the bill. So in this case, what happens? So date of issue of the invoice, because still bill is not issued. No, so obviously you can issue the fresh bill at the new tax rates. Okay, when you issue the bill, you have to issue at the new tax rate, GST rate. You cannot issue at the old tax GST rates. Okay, that's the reason. So date of issue of the invoice is considered here. So new tax rate is applicable. New GST rate, tax rate is applicable. Okay, when you properly understand this table, no, you will come to know, because very important in fifth, sixth, everything you look at there. Okay, one case the payment received early. Okay, date of payment, receipt of payment, because bill is already issued but payment is not done. So that's the reason still payment is not received. No problem. New tax could be applicable because as the payment is not. In the second case, you are not issued the bill at all. Although the payment is received, bill is not issued. But when you are going to issue the bill, it will be a new date. Agree? New date means it is already the dates of there is a change in the GST rate happened. So that's the reason new tax rate. Please go through this table. Very important because it's been clearly mentioned in your in the syllabus. This topic is there. Okay. Please be thorough with this condition and understand. It's not a difficult one, but only thing is once or twice you have to read it. Okay. So look at here. This is related to this itself. Okay. Change in rate of tax. Okay. So date of receipt of payment in case of change in rate of tax. How it is done, because we have considered that which is the date we are going to consider. So payment of the date will be credited in the bank account of the recipient of the payment, or date on which the payment is entered in the books of account, whichever is earlier. You should consider it as a time of supply, as it is been credited to bank account, okay, of the supplier, or payment is entered in the books of accounts, whichever is earlier we used to consider. However, in the case of change in rate of tax, the date of receipt of payment is the date of credit in the bank account. Okay, if such credit is after 4 working days from the date of change in rate of tax. They are telling that, okay, there is a little slight changes. What I say, see, in the normal case, no problem. So when the payment is recorded in the bank account, credited in the bank account, or when the payment is recorded in the books of account, whichever is early, you are going to consider. But in case, okay, in the case of change in tax, once again, the date of receipt of payment is that the date of credit of the bank account. Only in case when the payment is done after the 4 days of the change in rate of tax. So by looking at this graph, you will come to know. This is very commonly we are using. Okay, this we are using. That means, see, example, today is 20th. 20th is the April. If GST rate is changed today, from today, it's clearly mentioned. Okay, after 4 working days from the date of change in rate of tax. 21, 22, 23, 24, April, 25th. If, okay, 25th, the amount is credited after 4 days of the change in rate of tax, then the date of bank entry, what is the date of, when it is been entered in the bank entry, that date is considered as the date of payment. So look at this, date of receipt of payment in case of change in rate of tax. Okay, date of payment is there here. Under that, look at there are 2 sections. One is amount is credited to the bank account less than or equal to 4 working days after the date of such changes. Okay. Example, today rate GST rate changed 20th. Next, within 4 days, less than 4 days, okay, amount is credited to your bank account. Amount is credited to your bank account. So which date you are going to consider? There is one date of book of entry you have done and date of bank entry which is done. Between these two, whichever is earlier is the time of supply. That date is considered as the time of supply. Okay. So please, this less than 4 days, more than 4 days, working days is only related to the change in the rate of tax. Okay, it is not applicable anywhere else. Okay, then amount credited to the bank account after more than 4 days, 4 working days after the date of such change in the GST, then date of bank entry. There is no option. Directly date of when it has been entered in the bank account, that is considered as the time of supply. Okay, when there is a more than 4 days from the change of GST rates date. Okay, so in the other case, less than 4 days, date of book entry or date of bank entry, whichever out of these two, whichever is earlier, that date is considered as the time of supply. Okay, so please be aware this because it's a self-explanatory. When you look at this flow chart, it's clear to you. Okay, please be aware about this. Now, which are the rates are applicable in the case of change in GST tax rates? Because we have come across those situations. Everybody has come across this situation. All dealers and registered GST, people have come across because persons have come across because there is a regular changes which happen in the GST rates. Okay, so that's a reason. So let's look at the example. Mr. X is supplied goods to Mr. Y on 20th July 2017. The GST rate on goods is changed from 12 to 5%. Okay, it says that from Mr. X to Mr. Y it has been supplied on 28th July 2017. The GST on goods is changed from 12% to 5% with effect from 1st January 2018. Mr. X issued invoice on 20th August 2017 and the payment is credited to in his bank account on 30th December 2017. Okay. So what is the dates here? One is 20th July is there. GST rate is changed on 1st January. Okay, look at there. When the GST rate is changed on 1st January, GST rates have been changed. X issued the invoice on 28th August 2017 and payment is credited to his bank account on 30th December. Okay, 30th December. Okay, what is the time of supply in this case? and effective rate of GST. What is the GST rate and what is the time of supply? So look at there. So time of supply is then considered as a 28th August 2017. Why 28th August 2017 is considered as the time of supply? Because when the rates got changed, rates, GST got from 12% to it became 5% when on 1st January. Okay, on the 1st January 2018. Goods were supplied on 28th July 2017. Okay, goods were supplied on 28th July 2017. Okay, and invoice issued 28th August and the payment received 30th December 2000. So then it is between these two, 28th August and 30th December 2000. Between these two dates, whichever is earlier. Issue of the invoice, receive the payment received to the credit to the bank account, whichever is earlier. So 20th August is 2017. Before the rates got changed, okay, before the GST rate got changed, it is already been done. In issue, invoice is issued, payment is done. So out of these two, 20th August 2017 is the earliest date, so which is considered the time of supply, and 12% old rate. The effective rate of GST will be old rate, not the new rate. Reason is very simple. It is clear to you because GST rate is changed on 1st January 2018, but every transaction has happened, all the settlement, everything has happened before the 30th December 2017. So that's the reason old GST rate is applicable, not the new GST rate is applicable here. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. And one more we look at, and after that we are going to wind up this time of supply, because this third unit covers a huge portion. One is we have discussed so far is we discussed about value of supply in the previous chapter, and we spent a lot of time with the time of supply now so far, 5-6 hours. And once again, there is one more big portion is a place of supply, because value of supply anyhow we have covered in the previous chapter only, though it is being added in the third unit once again. But actually we have discussed in the second chapter only all the how to compute the valuation, find out the transaction value, everything. Okay, value of supply. Now with this we are ending the time of supply, and then we are going to move on to the place of supply. Okay, so example 16, you can look at X, a private limited engaged in providing taxable services by way of training and coaching activities. Okay, it is into services, training and coaching activities in relation of information accounting and auditing since 1st July 2017, as the following details in respect of that activity for the month of September 2017. So you look at the column. First column talks about date of issuance of the when the invoice is issued, and date of on which the payment received and the amount. So let's look at the first row, date of issuance of the invoice. So 16/9/2017, and date of payment is 3rd October 2017, 2,50,000. Second case, 20th December 2017, issue of the invoice, and date of payment is 6th October 2017, 25,000. Next, 2nd October, and date of payment is 30th September, 1,25,000. The date of change in effective rate of tax in the following case is 1/10/2017, from 12% to 18%. So GST rate has been revised. It was previously 12%, it has been increased to 18% from 1st October 2017. These services are rendered in August 2017. So the services have been rendered in the August 2017. Find out the time of supply of service and effective rate of tax and due date of payment of tax. Three things they have asked you to find out. One is time of supply, then which tax rate is applicable, whether the old tax 12% or the new changed 18%, and when, before which date you have to file the returns, tax liability, due date of filing the returns. Okay, look at. Okay, it's been more clear because clearly it's been mentioned. One is information is very clear that when the service is rendered. First column you look at services rendered. Services in all the three cases rendered on this day. You could see there, August 2017. So services rendered on, okay, in August 2000. So it's clearly mentioned August 2017 is the service rendered. Okay, when the date of issue of invoice, it's been mentioned here. Same thing has been taken here, 1622. Here it has been taken, and date of payment on which payment received. So date of payment also this column is there. That same thing is written here. 3/6, 30th. Okay. Then amount 2,50,000, 25,000, 1,25,000. Then time of supply. Okay. So what is the time of supply we are going to consider here? So when you look at there, 16 September between the first row, 16 September and 3rd December. Okay, between these two dates, I'm going to consider whichever is earlier, correct? Invoice issue date or date of payment received. So between these two days, the earliest one is 16 September. So date of supply will be 16 September. Second case between 20th October and 6th October. So obviously 6th October. So is the time of supply, whichever is earlier out of these 2 days. Next, 2nd October and 30th September. So 30th September. Even the payment is received in the advance only. Okay, 30th September. So time of supply will be 30. So now we have calculated the first step, time of supply. Now effective rate of tax is there. Okay, it's been clearly mentioned when the GST is changed on 1st October 2017, the new GST rate came into picture. So in that case, okay, what you could see there, okay, time of supply is when 16/9. When the date of the change in GST happened, 110, correct? So that means time of supply is earlier than the 110/2017. That's the reason your GST will be old GST. Okay, old GST rate you are going to consider. And due date of payment, because 16th, it is the month of September. September transaction before 20th October 2000. 20th is the last date. 20th October next month. 20th October 2017. It's considered as a due date of payment. Okay. Second case. Look at, so time of supply will be 6/10/2017. So here the time of supply date is 6/10/2017 means it is clear when the GST rate is changed 1st October, which is the time of supply 6th October. That means after that. Okay. So the new GST rate is applicable for that. New GST rate is, but actually here this is a mistake, but it should be at 2011/2017. Okay, due date of payment. Next, third case. You look at 30th September 2017. So the change of rate of GST happened on 1st October. So time of supply is before than that. So old rate of GST is applicable. And due date is next month. September. No, this is so next month 20th October 2017 is the due date. Okay, please remember these due dates because usually next month 20th will be the due date. Okay, so this is how it is done. So please be aware that in case of change in rate of tax of GST, change in GST, okay, from old rate to there is a revision of a new date, you have to remember few things. One is that when the invoice is issued, when the payment is made, when the supply is done, okay, when the rate of change of GST has happened, okay, and based on the dates available, first you need to find out the time of supply of service, time of supply of goods, okay, in the based on the cases. When you've done that, it is clear because the date of change in the GST rate you are aware and time of supply is aware. So based on that you decide. Okay, if it is happened before the change in rate of tax, then consider the old tax rates, old GST rates. If it has happened, time of supply is after the change of the GST, okay, date, then you have to consider the new GST rates. Okay, so that's the reason. Please be aware because this is how it is done. Very important because it's part of your topic, right? So I want you to be, never don't neglect because this topic is very important. Change in rate of tax in respect of supply of goods or services because it's been happening because regularly you find that there is a change in the rates of the GST on a regular basis on there are amendments which is happening and that's the reason then the these registered dealers and suppliers manufacturers whoever feels difficult like which there is a confusion which one to follow, which GST need to be followed, which GST rate I should it's applicable, so that's the reason. I hope it's clear. Do you have any doubts? Please you can ask me. Okay, this is with this we are ending the time of supply. Okay, next main topic which we are going to deal with the place of supply. See, there are elaborations I have mentioned. It is there in the PPT also. I mentioned this in the PPT as well. Please refer, and elaboration theoretically I have given for your reference to read. But I recommend this is better using this simplified table format where different cases. In these cases, which day you are going to consider as the time of supply and what is the applicable rate of tax you are supposed to consider as a registered GST person. So it is better. Okay. Okay. Next comes the main thing is next main topic. But I think this also will take a um, couple of hours because it's also quite much bigger than the your time of supply, the content. So we'll highlight because don't be be confused that there are so many things. Just try to read. Nothing is impossible. Okay. So be positive and start reading on this, and it's self-explanatory, and you can easily understand by reading it and making writing down the points. Okay. So next topic which deals with the place of supply under GST. So as we discussed, value of supply, time of supply. Now the third most important is the place of supply under GST. So it talks about why there is a need for determination of the place of supply. Okay, so it says that the taxpayers has supposed to pay the correct tax along with the interest for the delay or penalty, whatever. Okay, on the basis of the revised or correct classification. Okay, so then it requires a need to find out the place of supply, uh, and finding the correct place of supply will help them to find out the incidence of tax. What is the tax they are supposed to pay? Because main you could see that GST is based on the destination based. Okay, GST is based on destination tax. So place of supply is determined as a place outside India means then no GST will be taken because we need to find out whether the GST is supplied from the outside India. Okay, if it is supplied from the outside India, then it will not be considered as a tax will not be paid on those transactions. We are not going to consider those transactions. That's the reason we have been talking about whether it's an intrastate transaction or supply or interstate supply. Okay, we have been from the first chapter we studied about TGST, SGST, IGST, and Union Territory UGST. All those things because why important? Because location. Okay, so GST, how we consider the for state, intrastate, and interstate. So very important to find out the place of supply under GST. Okay, so while determining there are of the taxes, it is determined based on the place of supply, and here you have to consider two things. One is location of the supplier and the place of supply, because please remember we are finding out the location of the supplier and the place of where the supply is done. Both these are the main two things we have to consider when we find out the place of supply under GST. First one, you look at the location of the supplier. Location of the supplier means it is the registered place of business of the supplier. It is something where that person supplier who is supplying the goods or services has registered. In which state he has registered, I mean location, and where in the location he has registered, and from where that that's the reason location of the supplier. It is nothing but the place. It's a registered place of business of the supplier. Next, place of supply. Okay, so place of supply means where the goods have been dropped. I would say where the recipient has received the goods or services. Place of supply is it is the registered place of business of the recipient. Okay, it is where the receiver has registered the business. It's a registered place of the business of the recipient. In the previous first one, it is with related to the supplier. Registered place of business of the supplier. Here, place of supply is it is registered place of business of the recipient. Okay, so it's both are important. Suppliers registered business place location as well as the receivers registered business registered place, these are the two things which will be considered under the place of supply under GST. Okay. So example is there here. Now we have hardly few seconds left. Okay, just discuss the first example there for that. X Limited is a supplier of aircraft craft products having registered office in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. It supplies goods to schools in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Here, since the supplier as well as the recipient is located in the same state, that Tamil Nadu, it will be counted as an intrastate supply of goods, and hence SGST and CGST will be levied. So that's the reason you could see the supplier X Limited, who is in Chennai, and the receiver is in Madurai. That is also in the Tamil Nadu. So that's the reason it is being considered as a intrastate, because location is in. How come you come to know? Because of the location. That's the reason we consider as